time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. Guys, it's Monday. It's one of my favorite days of the week, and you guys know I'm guilty of saying that every single day. But every day I have a new favorite. I can't help myself. Guys, last night was just holy cow. Real Housewives of Potomac finale, Real Housewives of Atlanta premiere, and 90 Day Fiancé season 8. Now, we're not here to talk about the other ones, but 90 Day Fiancé, we definitely are here to talk about. And before we do, you know how this works. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get some more eyes on this video. I'm going to drop the link because this is usually kind of a discussion for all of us. And yeah, let's just jump right in. Hold on, let me hit that link real quick. All right. So guys, I want to start off by saying 90 Day Fiancé always has its ups and its downs and everything in between, right? Usually it seems like the storylines are super pre-produced, but with this season, I feel like I haven't seen one yet. It seems like these are completely authentic relationships and they're all over the board. I do have to say that, well, I was just going to say Jovi and Yara. I just don't see this working, but we'll jump into all of that, guys. First, I want to start with our farmer boy and Julia. Okay, so Brandon has a number of kind of different things coming Julia's way when she shows up to the farm, and I guess it's going to be interesting for her. I don't know if she necessarily realizes that she is showing up to not only stay in separate rooms, Mama's a little controlling, she's going to have birth control waiting on her, and it's going to be a lot. Now, obviously, Brandon's parents who tried hooking him up on some farmer dating website, whatever the case is, they really look out for their baby boy. Now, he is no baby boy by any means, but to the parents, he definitely is. When he talks about how much he really likes Julia, he says he feels like he met his wife at first sight. He met his wife when his friend was over visiting Julia in her country, and she was go-go dancing, and he just saw her on a FaceTime call. After that, he ended up reaching out to her, and the rest is kind of history. They've met up multiple times, whether it was Iceland, France, I guess a couple other locations. But with that being said, at first it seemed like everything was kind of rainbows and daisies. And then once him and his family went to go meet Julia and her family in France, they got to see that she has a little bit of a short fuse. I guess it's not all roses. She's on her way over to the United States, and listen, this is where the problem is. He has not only a number of surprises for her, but he also keeps dropping these little bombs on his parents too. He reveals the fact that they are not on any kind of birth control or anything like that. And his parents are like, no. For him, he's already spent so much money on this K-1 visa process, going to visit Julia in different locations, really trying to get to know her as it is. So he can't really afford to move them off of the farm just yet. You can tell she's already annoyed by this, and she doesn't seem like she's going to hold back by any means. I can't really wait to see how this kind of plays out for her once she gets to the United States, but I have a feeling there's going to be a few kabooms. When they were looking at the pregnancy test in the upcoming season, I'm not going to say episode because it's not going to be the next episode, but in that upcoming season, it just looks like they got exactly what they were looking for. Now, I'm not necessarily saying just because you don't have birth control or whatever the case is that you necessarily want to get pregnant or that's what you're aiming for. But Julia, what were you aiming for? I want to bring on somebody really quick because it's one of my favorite callers of all time. I love her so much. Hopefully she watched this and that's why she's calling in. Let's bring her up really quick. And guys, 75 in the room, make sure you go hit that like button. Let's get more eyes on it. I'll drop the link again in case you guys want to call. After this, we're going to move on to Jovi and Yara, then Rebecca and Zied, and Mike and Natalie. So we have a lot to talk about. Hi, Kim.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Good morning. It's Monday. I'm happy.
Oh, my goodness. Me too. Yes,
Good.
I did watch it. I did watch it.
It was long.
Yeah, it was. And I'm going to tell you what. I just wish Rebecca and Zied weren't on it.
No.
I don't like them.
Oh no, we'll get to them in a second. That is kind of just a ish show on its own, and we know that that's not going to work out, especially with how controlling Zied is. But
Right.
Real quick on Julia and Brandon, what are you feeling as far as their dynamic, and do you think the parents are going to end up putting a wedge in between this couple?
I do. Mama's gonna put a wedge in there. He needs to be on that I'm in love with a mama's boy or
I was
something
just
like
gonna say that.
Yeah. That's what I thought of to begin with. And she was sitting there calling the doctor,
Isn't that kind of
No.
invasive to do that?
Oh my goodness. I cannot imagine my mother-in-law having ever done that.
If you showed up to your mother-in-law's porch step and she was like, Kim, here's some birth control, get it together, would you just be like, I mean, listen, I'm not a woman, but if I were, I would be like, this is my body, and I'm a little appalled by that.
This is my business, not yours.
Yeah.
And that's something. They are being irresponsible. I'll give her that, but it's not her place to tell them.
Right. But then as a mom, do you feel like, can we understand or sympathize a little bit where she's coming from? I mean, only because the fact that it seems like Brandon is kind of giving both sides these little half truths in order to accommodate this, but you can't really bandage everything up all the time, because once it all comes together, it's gonna, you're still gonna have the boo-boo.
Yeah. And I would never, my son's 33. He's married and has his family. I would have never gone to them and said anything, because I mean, their first baby was born before they were married. That wasn't my business.
Right.
And that I would have never said anything. I didn't ever say anything to her. That's just wrong.
Well, his mom is saying that he hopes that when she comes, that she's going to help out around the farm, that she's going to be super helpful, and that she's going to leave her go-go dancing ways behind. I feel like the mom is asking for a double at the bar, a nice tall order, and I don't necessarily think she's going to get that. But do you feel like maybe Julia doesn't know exactly what she's getting herself into by coming here?
I don't think she can. I don't think anybody would imagine that, whether they're from another country or not. I mean, that would be like your mom jumping into Jason's personal business without ever getting to know him.
Right. Actually, when my mom first met Jason, she thought we were roommates and she kept hitting on him. So she didn't know who he was. But no, I completely agree with you. It's also interesting, though, because it seems like as this couple plays out, I mean, we see where they end up taking the pregnancy test, and she's like, 2 lines, Brandon, what does this mean? And it kind of seems, I'm not going to say you get what you asked for, but it seems like they were trying to go this route anyways in some sort of indirect way. Or am I just reaching here?
I agree with that.
But then it makes me kind of wonder, do these women or men, or, it's vice versa, it's both. But when these people come over to the United States, do you feel like they've been sold on some sort of fairy tale about the way that we live here, and that they're just going to be offered such a better, more beautiful life, and then they get here and they see like a farm or a swampland, and they're just like, what the heck is this?
I know. And that part's really irritating to me, because I don't remember which one did it on another 90 Day Fiance, but it's like, okay, well, we're in America, you're rich. No, we're not. We work for everything we've got.
Yeah.
America's not full of rich people.
No, and it seems like sometimes too, they just think that maybe they think they would have more opportunity here, or maybe they're just kind of reaching in to see, if they come here, okay, I just have to muck it through with this person that I might not necessarily like, and then I can ditch them after a few years and live my life the way I want to in America.
That's right. And that's the way I feel like they'll be, because they are so totally different. I mean, going from go-go dancing to boots in the farm,
Yeah, no, I agree. And then we have Mary H. She said she probably thinks that Brandon has money. Maybe she does think that, flying from the United States, taking her to Iceland, also going to meet her in France. I mean, visiting her multiple times. She might think that he has money.
Yes. I mean, and like you said, he spent $10,000 within a few months, and, he's broke. His credit cards are maxed, and I don't think she's expecting that.
No. And I honestly,
with a handout.
yeah, No, I agree. And I was honestly rooting for this couple until we learned in the car when she did do the birth control, call to the gynecologist. And then she ends up bringing up, like, I hope it's different. It's not the same how it was in France. And they start going over how Julia has had this little bit of a history of explosive behavior. I was like, no, I can see where this is going already.
Yep. I don't think they'll work. I really don't.
Okay. Well, I'm curious to see how it pans out. We'll just have to wait and see. We just got the first episode, but I'm going to move on to the next couple and drop you down for a second. I'll bring you back up, but I do have a question really quick. Do you feel like these storylines are already more authentic than what we were getting on the previous 90-day seasons?
I'm hoping. The last season was just so scripted that I about didn't want to watch it anymore. I mean,
no, I agree.
It's like, okay, he didn't stick to the script right there. Now she's trying to jump back on it. And I said, no.
No, I feel like, and we'll get on to this couple, but I feel like the only couple that could technically be scripted here would be Jovi and Yara. Yara's attitude is awful. I just want to say that. But Julia getting pregnant, that probably wouldn't be scripted. And then also watching Mike send Natalie back, I believe it's Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
Mike sending Natalie back to Ukraine with his mom driving the car and her just in tears, like squalling. Those were not actress tears. That was just like, right. I cannot believe I just made myself look like, or I look like a fool on, like, she knew it flashed before her eyes. I'm going to look X, Y, and Z on national television. I'm getting my heart broke and you're sending me on a plane back to how can you do this? So I'm hoping this is not scripted.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, Kim, I'm going to drop you down for a minute. If you'd like, stay around. I'll bring you up when we talk about Rebecca and Zied, because I know that you you love them so much.
Yes. Can I say one thing off subject? I've got a new group that I'm going to write. It's for Adam's Angels. It's a Facebook group. I'm going to put the information in the message if you don't mind.
Oh, that's really sweet of you. Thank you. Yeah. Send me the link.
I think we all need to get together and bond together as a family, because I've gotten several messages and all from people and I've just fallen in love with them. But that'll give us a chance to all be together in one place.
And don't forget too, when we celebrate our 1-year anniversary, we'll have, as long as there's no coronavirus and everything going on, Jason and I were really thinking about doing some sort of thing in South Florida, whether it's, Orlando is Central Florida, but whether it's Palm Beach or Orlando, maybe just getting with a hotel and getting like really awesome group discount rates and having like a thing for 2 days where everybody gets to come together, meet each other, and we're not hiding behind a screen.
Yeah, as long as we're not all having to wear masks and stay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave all that in the comments.
That was so sweet of you, Kim. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll hang around.
All right. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys, 115 in the room. I also went ahead and dropped the link again. If anybody wants to call in, you're more than welcome to. Kim, that was so sweet of you. I'm going to move on to the next couple, Rebecca and Zied. Rebecca's in the United States and she works in fast food, and Zied is coming from Tunisia. Listen, she really is in love with this man. I don't find this to be scripted at all. I feel like this is a bad kind of case of history repeating itself, just like her daughter called out. But Rebecca's been down this road again. Now, we saw Rebecca and Zied, Zied, on a previous season of 90 Day Fiance, where she had to come clean about still going through her divorce after sleeping with this man. And then Muslim traditions, Muslim culture, he wouldn't have slept with a married woman. So we saw where this whole thing kind of went upside down, and there were so many other problems here too. When he showed up to the airport and he had the shirt with her face on it and he was so excited, she looked nothing like the photo is what he was saying. But he said much more beautiful, so he was complimenting her. And I do have to say, Rebecca is a very beautiful woman. So even if she was face tuning her face a little bit and trying to bag the man, the point is she bagged the man. Now, what are you going to do with his controlling butt now that he's on his way over to the United States? Zied's on his way over, and Rebecca has to get a new place to live. She's coming to the end of her lease, and she's been spending stacks and stacks of money. You guys can totally correct me. Oh, God, what is happening with my eye? You guys can totally correct me. But I think what's going on here is that that she spent about $15,000 to $20,000. Maybe she even said $25,000, something like that. But she spent all of this money on the K1 process and kind of getting him over here, that now she needs a little bit of help from her daughter and a place to live until they can get into their own spot. The daughter's more than happy to let them move in, but Zied has one problem with this. The daughter has a boyfriend who she is not married to. Zied, kind of in his traditions, his culture, he doesn't want Rebecca to be walking around the house, living with this man in the house, walking around in her pajamas. He feels completely uncomfortable with it. Now over here, you know that we think in America, these really aren't big. I mean, it wouldn't be a big deal for me to have my mother-in-law walking around. And I'm gay, so that doesn't necessarily, I don't know. I'm just saying this to me would not be a big deal, but also I don't participate in the same religion. So I can see potentially where he's coming from. For the daughter, this just screams red flags though, because she's like, Mom, you've done this already. And he already seems controlling. Her boyfriend was like, listen, if he comes in here and he doesn't get it right and get it fast, we're going to have some problems. You could see just worry read all over Rebecca's face because she's invested a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of her heart into this relationship. Now, when he comes over, we don't know if this is going to work. We hope so. But again, I just feel like history has a way of repeating itself. Just like the daughter said, this seems to be a pattern for her mom. And I'm going to bring Kim back up just to see what she thinks. Hi, Kim. I know you love them so much, so I just wanted to bring you back for them.
All right. What's your question?
Okay. So Rebecca and Zied, you said that you're not feeling them and you wish that they weren't on this season, but why?
If you look at her when she was talking about her new job, how she's in control, she's in control, she's in control. And that is her personality. I mean, she is not going to bow down to him, and that's what he's going to want. And right. I don't see it. I see both of them as the head, and you can't do that.
Right. No, and it seems like she even stuck up for herself when she went to go visit him in Tunisia, and she was like, no, I'm not going to let you tell me what to do, because remember, he wanted her to cover up. Now that she's in the United States and she has her support system, I'm telling you, she's really not going to bow down to him. I just don't see it happening.
I don't either. It's just not.
And I feel like this is going to present a whole new slew of problems for her, but are you calling for this couple to work, or do you think that after the 90 days, he's going to end up going home?
I just don't think they're going to work. I really don't. And maybe I'm wrong, and hopefully they both found happily ever after, but I just don't see it.
You know, I have to reach out to Max, the celeb talk guy, because I'm pretty sure that they did actually end up getting married, but I'm curious as to what happened with this relationship, if it's still going strong or if they ended up splitting ways. But also, I don't want another Devin and Jihoon ruining the whole season before we actually watch it. So maybe I should just be careful what I ask for.
Right.
Okay. All right. So let's move on from them, because I know that you're not the biggest fan, but were you a fan of either Mike and Natalie or Jovi and Yara?
Natalie, I don't really understand her, because she was like all in love and then out of love and threw back the ring. And then whenever she got her visa, she's like, okay, I've got to be there in 20 days. And it's like, he was, okay, you gave me back my ring. We've hardly talked, and now you're coming over. So I don't know. She's got an attitude problem.
And it seems like she's not budging. She does not want to say, I love you. Those 3 words are not coming out of her mouth. And she's very kind of guarded. But when he was sitting there, when she was asking him, like, are you excited? Are you ready? He was like, I'm nervous. I'm scared. And she's like, scared? Why scared? And he's like, what do you mean, why scared?
Right.
It's hello.
Yeah, I don't get her at all. I think she's after a green card and nothing else. I mean, and she's rude. I mean, she's like, well, I'm not going to tell you I love you in lie, because I don't love you. Maybe I'll grow to love you, but
you know,
and then he's poured out his heart.
I learned this kind of the interesting way, but when I first moved from like the small town that I was living in Tennessee, one of my first best friends when I moved to Los Angeles, she was Serbian. And I walked in one day to work. I met her at a job. she was super nice. I thought she was beautiful, and I was just immediately drawn to her because I was like, wow, who are you? And she was just so cool. And I remember one day I walked in and I looked so tired, and she's like, you look like shit. And I'm like, what? And she's like, what do you want? Why does that hurt your feelings? You do. You look like it. She's like, you look like crap pretty much. And I was like, that's not, you don't say that to people. I said, I'm tired. I work 3 jobs. And she's like, did that hurt your feelings? I'm just telling you the truth. Get over it. I don't understand why Americans are so emotional. And I was just like, wow, you really have a way of just telling people, huh?
Yeah.
And it seems like Natalie is kind of the same way. She's like, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I love you if I don't love you. What do you want me to lie for?
It seems like a lot of the people that we've seen from the Ukraine are like that, blunt, and they're not as emotional maybe as we are,
Right.
Not as sentimental maybe.
Right.
I don't know if it's cultural or what, but I've noticed a lot of people from the Ukraine are like that, and Jesse was like that, and that was his culture. So I don't know, but
no, I completely agree with you. And there's so many other things that are going into this relationship, playing into it, that could easily go wrong too. I mean, when we see the flashback of them talking about religion, and he's like, I believe in aliens and a higher power. And I think if he would have just said, I believe in a higher power, or maybe the universe, it would have been more like, okay, we're with you, man. But once he started saying aliens and everything like that, and not saying aliens aren't real, because to think that we're the only people in this universe would just be, to me, I think that's a little bit silly. But to say that that's what you believe in, I think that they just looked at him like he was a little crazy.
Yeah, I looked at him like he was crazy too. But like I said, he could have said it a little differently.
Yeah.
And the way it came out, he didn't mean for it to be mean, hateful, or whatever. But the way it came out seems like it was putting hers down. And then he says, no, you do what you believe, what you want to believe, and I'll believe what I want to believe, and we'll just go from there. But to somebody with a very strong faith in God, or faith in anything, a very strong conviction, you can't just brush it aside like that, because that will cause issues.
Well, and then that's also part of that person that you're just kind of dismissing. So that doesn't make it right. You can't, I mean, this is that's part, actually, just to be fair, that's part of her heart, really. Her faith is a part of her heart. And you're just telling her that I'm not even interested.
So I would have a problem with that, because I do have a strong faith in God, and I've got very strong convictions of my own. I don't look down on anybody who doesn't believe the same way I do, because we all may get to the end and I'll be right and I'll be wrong. Who knows?
Right.
But don't put me down because of the way I believe. And I won't do you.
I agree with you.
Adam, you keep popping up on my other computer, and it's got my ADHD out of.
Well, no, I agree with you.
Sync. My phone and my computer are not in sync, and I keep seeing you pop up.
That's
why Mama cuts my computer off whenever a Fem Tarot comes on.
Well, we'll have her on tomorrow, so
I
hope. Listen, if you're around, I'll bring you on. But Kim, I appreciate you writing this out with me and going over these couples. I'm going to start going over a few more. I'll drop you down to give you a break for a second, and if you're around at the end, I'll bring you back up to say your final thoughts. Did you hear? Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to bring up another caller really quick, guys. But when I do, I want to talk about Jovi and Yara, because they're reunited. It's going to be interesting. Let's see what's going on. Hi, Ablavi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I love this new season. I'm really interested in 90 Day for like the first time in like 6 months.
Listen, anybody from TLC needs to, if you say you like something, Southern Charm is probably one of the first shows that I've heard you like. This is great.
And I like that couple. I like the Jovi and Yara, because it's obvious he paid for her. He paid for a garden tool, and then she got pregnant and brought her to the States. I love it.
Okay. I like your Your way of wording things. Paid for a garden tool. Okay. Okay. So with Jovi and Yara, do you think that she's going to be able to adapt to this kind of swamp people mentality? And I only say that with just the analogy, basing it off of the show, meaning he works in the swamplands. That's his job, is working on boats. He's around alligators. He likes fishing. He kind of likes being a country boy, but she seems a little bit materialistic, and maybe it's too soon to judge, but superficial in her own way. Is this going to work?
Yes, because he paid for her.
So you think that she's just deaded to him?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Because they have nothing in common. A girl like that and him wouldn't get together. He paid for her. He went on the Anastasia.com like everybody else, paid for her.
Is that actually what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love her, but no, the one I wanted to talk about was the one with the Coat Point 2.0. The one with the farmer. That's
Brandon and Julia.
Yeah.
Oof.
His
what do you got?
mother is too much. I think she takes the crown for overbearing. She's worse than Debbie.
I kind of agree with Kim on the sense that she really, maybe they're on the wrong show. Maybe it was supposed to be I'm in love with the mama's boy.
But you can't do that when your husband has been married. What did he say? Several times? So that could be 4. So how are you going to sit here and check your son when your husband was the communal peen?
Oh my gosh. Well, this is her baby. This is her baby boy, and she's trying to protect him, right?
You're right, but even when her husband dies, if he has 5 children, essentially he's only getting 20% of the farm.
And we see in the upcoming episodes where they don't they give Brandon an ultimatum where they let him know, like, listen, it's either you choose us in the farm to take the farm over, or you choose her.
Oh, can we talk a minute? Because we're talking about garden tools. We have to talk about her.
Okay.
She is a stripper. And I wish people would stop calling it go-go dancing.
Wait, she wears her clothes.
Okay. And I mean, when you first go to the stripper, they just not nude. They take it off. They do a little strip tease.
Oh,
you know?
Yes. Okay.
It's not like you come in and you just see naked vagina everywhere.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, I like her.
I hear Jason laughing in the other room so hard right now.
I like okay, Zied and Rebecca. I used to love them too because they should have had a Coach sponsorship with all the leather they used to wear on them two. I used to love watching them in the leather in the Sahara. I mean, it was just on time.
They're a cool looking little couple.
Yeah, but I agree with him. I'm not coming to another country and staying with your daughter and her fiance. That's absolutely not happening.
Oof. I mean, in all fairness, I think that listen, she was transparent with her daughter, and it created that cinematic effect where, they were talking about like, oh, okay, it just painted him to look a little bit controlling. But also at the same time, I agree in the sense too that I wouldn't want to move in with your daughter and her boyfriend, fiance, whatever. But also, she's paying for the whole K1 visa process and shelling out all of this money. So what does he really expect? You could be working in Tunisia.
Well, we have to get off of them. What's the other couple? Oh, Natalie and Mike.
Oh no.
I don't know if you were paying attention to the storyline, but did the storyline change? Because I could have sworn he was broke the last time, and then this time it seems like he has money. Because he said he bought the family farm, and I could have sworn he said he was in a ton of debt last time.
See, I didn't catch the last time that they were on together. To me, this couple was totally new. I didn't even see them last time. So I'm getting I'm just picking up on them for this season. I just saw where they said that after fighting and everything, it's 2 months later, and now she's coming to the Ukraine. It seems like this couple is they're totally not compatible. She doesn't even seem like she likes him.
And then I am so looking forward to botched plastic surgery cougar. I cannot wait until
she looks great. What do you mean?
Horrible. She looks like she went to the same place Jen went. Horrible.
No. Blavie, I hope nobody ever gets in a reading contest with you because you just come to read them for filth.
But I just love this. I love that we're getting new, different people. We're going to get Tariq again. He was pretty boring. But I do hope him and his brother and their foolishness comes to the play.
Well, I mean, the girlfriend, now we're adding new dynamics because we're getting our first couple who's entertaining, bringing in a third party. So that's obviously going to be interesting.
And then we have to go back to Jovi. There's one thing I don't like about a man. When you pay for a woman, you should pay for her to have a certain lifestyle. I refuse to take coach and sit on a plane for 30 hours. You got me all the way messed up.
I I agree. And then you're annoyed with her because she just sat on a plane for 30 hours after you flew her economy, whatever. You flew her economy and then you want to take her out on Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street's a mess. I think the first time I went on Bourbon Street, I started off and it was a great night. I remember somebody threw a cup full of pee off of a balcony and they were throwing it at people in the crowd. And by the end of the night, I was dancing on a bar. So listen, Bourbon Street will get you. I don't know if that's the first place that you should bring your girlfriend when she arrives. I'm just saying. Did
I miss a couple? I feel like I missed somebody.
No, well, those are the couples that we got in this episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I am just so looking forward to it because it seems like the woman because the farmer paid for her too. He paid for her as well. That's pay for play. And one thing I can't stand is an ungrateful garden tool. You know, she's giving me Destiny vibes on Love After Lockup. Because
is that her real, by the way?
Is that her real what?
Is that her real hair or are those extensions?
Oh, I couldn't see with the pictures, but I will be investigating because again, she looks prettier in pictures than she does in real life. So I will have to stop the frame because we haven't met her yet.
Listen, we all know Instagram versus reality. That is a very real concept. We see this all the time with people. Even we got it with Rebecca. She Facetuned the heck out of her photos. He even showed up with the Facetune photo and was like, she's so beautiful.
But yeah, I mean, she's going to be the most entertaining because I don't think she realizes I don't understand these people bringing people to the sticks when people live in the city. Like that's a complete 180.
Yeah.
Like on a farm, what is she going to do? And then I would have to watch her because you don't know what farmer she would go to next because, you know, she looks like she's from the community already.
Well, I do have one more question before I go ahead and bring up our next caller. Do you feel like a lot of these people come over here to the United States and think that they're going to have this fairy tale lifestyle that they've read about or maybe seen on the internet, and then they get here and they find just disappointment when they see like the farms or the swamplands or just rural areas?
I think that they get a poorer person because like for example, if I ever got money, I would leave America and go to other places because when you're wealthy other places, you get treated well. You know, America, you got to be like billionaire before you get treated like 100,000-aire in other places. These people, I think part of it is fame. So they want the fame and part of it is a partner. I don't think necessarily for everybody is American citizenship because I think some people are very happy where they live. I just think that a lot of it has to do with fame and a lot of it I've seen how the people have been, you know, Saturday Night Spoofs on Ellen and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I mean, no, I agree with you. Blavi, if you're around, I'm going to bring you back up to say your final thoughts and predictions. I'm going to bring another caller up real quick. If you are around, I would love to bring you back up with Kim and see what you think.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys, Blavi's always great. Kim's awesome. I'm going to bring up Kindlin right now. 176 in the room. Go ahead, hit that like button. Let's see if we can hit 200, and let's hear from Kindlin. And I've just learned to say the name now before I bring people up because sometimes I bring people up and they're like, whoa, you just put me on the spot. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Hi, Kindlin.
Hi, Adam.
How are you?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfect.
Thank you so much for pronouncing my name properly.
No, do people butcher your name?
They do. They're like Kendall or Gwendolyn. I'm like, okay.
Okay, where do you get Gwendolyn out of that?
I know, it's insane.
They're being silly if they're saying Gwendolyn. I could have seen like Kendaline, but that doesn't even make sense either. So listen, I'm glad I hit the nail on the head with this one.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad that I got to call in because I watch you all the time.
Oh, thank you.
And I love your channel. I actually agree 100% with Blavi and what she said with each of the couples. But going back to Natalie and I forgot his name.
Natalie and Mike.
Mike. that was his storyline, that, oh, he's in debt and he's kind of broke, so he's not ready to really like settle down and like have a family, because that's what she wanted, is kids eventually. And I just think that it's a disaster waiting to happen. Like, even when she told him, hey, I'm coming in like 20 days, he just didn't seem excited. Like, he was just doubtful. And I can understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, I mean, religion is difficult. It's
No.
just one of those things where if you don't agree on it, it can be hard to, maintain a relationship, and also if you want to bring kids into the mix. So I can understand his hesitation, and she's already like barking demands like, no, I don't want to live with a stranger. And it's like, that's his uncle. Come on now. I just I don't think it's gonna work out. It's
Well,
just gonna be a disaster. Sorry,
it
go ahead.
doesn't. No, I mean, I'm saying it. I agree with you. I think that it does seem very problematic already, and I think when you start reaching for these different dimensions, like religion, or it just completely changes the whole dynamic, especially
Yeah,
if you guys don't agree on that.
exactly. It's just gonna you're just gonna keep clashing. I mean, some people can make it work, but Natalie doesn't seem like the type that. No, I don't.
Well, you said you agree with Ablavi. Ablavi ended up calling Yara a garden tool and saying that, listen, she needs to fall in line because Jovi paid for her to come. Do you, listen?
No, she is. I think so. I think she's a user.
Oh my God.
He's traveling around the world. I'm sure he's getting paid good money. I mean, but I also agree with her in the sense, like, hey, I just got on like a 30-hour flight. I don't really feel like partying. I want to go home and like shower, sleep. Let's do it tomorrow.
I think so too. And I think that he probably had friends that were out waiting for them to, or just kind of waiting for them to, or him to pick her up from the airport and bring her out. Like, this is going to be a big celebration party. But it does kind of seem selfish in a way, from my perspective, to think that somebody would just take a 30-hour flight and then all of a sudden want to go party. When
Exactly.
the longest flight I've ever been on is 22 hours. And when I got off the flight, I wanted a blanket and a cheeseburger. I didn't want to go to Burger
Dude.
Street. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
maybe a bottle of champagne, but not
Even
Bourbon
going
Street.
because I'm from Georgia, but I live here in Florida. Even flying from here to New York, sometimes I'm like, okay, let me just rest and then go out like a couple hours later, because I mean, that's only what, 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah. Wait, what part of Florida are you in?
I'm in South Florida near Fort Lauderdale. I'm
Nice.
in Davie though.
Me too. I'm in South Florida. I'm in Palm Beach, West Palm Beach.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're like an hour from me.
Yeah. I was in
That's
Fort Lauderdale like
cool.
2 weeks ago. So yeah. Hey, you'll
Oh
have
my
to drop me a
God.
message sometimes. Sometime I'll have to buy you a drink.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale is like completely dead now because of COVID. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
No, I know. My fiance and I, we came here from Los Angeles, and they just went into a big shutdown again. And over there, it was even more kind of, I mean, understandably so, everything shut down, but the city vibe was just very
Right.
depressing. Whereas
It
like coming
is.
here, it seems like it's a little bit more relaxed, which doesn't
It
make it
is.
better, but it
It's
makes it
because of
easier
our
to survive.
governor. He's just kind of like, he doesn't really believe in, I don't want to say too much, but
Yeah. It's a different mentality. We'll just say it's a different mentality
it is.
overall.
But
For
the
sure.
thing is, if we want to get this virus shut down, I mean, we just have to do what we have to do. That way we can go back to having a normal life again. But not everybody wants to do that. So
No, 2021 is going to be bigger and better, and everybody is going to have such a better year. I see it coming. So we just have to live in
I
the
hope
confidence.
so.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
All right. And then just moving forward, before I let you go, Kindlin, I want to say
Uh-huh.
thank you so much for calling in. Do you have a favorite couple yet?
To be honest, the farmer boy with his parents, I mean, his mom is definitely overbearing, but I'm looking forward to how that's going to pan out, because he just seems very like conservative and like shy. He's never had a girlfriend. And then of course she's this like wild card, and
And then he's running around the farm naked all of a sudden. And
exactly. And I want to see the dynamics with the Filipino girl that wants to have a girlfriend. I want to see how that's gonna play out.
Oh,
It's
I
gonna
like
be
that they're on an iPad and shopping for the girlfriend together. Like, do you
exactly
want
like,
curvy? You want
you want it
skinny? More,
short,
more to
black
love,
hair.
tall, short. It's like, what? You're
Like,
just. Are you shopping for for her or for you? They're like
oh my
shopping
god,
together.
ridiculous.
But hey, again, I always say this with 2020, nothing surprises me anymore.
Nope.
I don't even look at these dynamics like it's like crazy anymore. I'm just like,
No.
oh, okay, this is the new norm. This is
This is the
unconventional.
norm.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in
Yep.
a new age.
Sure
Well,
is.
Kendall and I appreciate you calling so much. And if you're
Aw.
around later, I'm going to be doing, I don't know if you watch it, but in about an hour, a little less than an hour, 15 minutes, I'm going to be covering Real Housewives of Potomac. So if you watch it, join us.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much, Adam.
Of course. Call in anytime. Thank you, Kendall.
Bye. Take care.
All right. Bye. All right, guys, 181 in the room. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. Wow, we have Femtero in the room, Shan, Dana. Big Red, kiss Pops for me. I hope he feels much better. Pops is feeling better. He still has another procedure to get this in the next few weeks, and then he plans on eventually going back to California. But we're trying to steal him to South Florida, so we'll see what happens, Big Red. I'll keep you posted. And with that being said, I still have a Blobby and Kim in the room, so I'm just going to bring up each one real quick and ask them, what are they looking forward to most from this upcoming season? Hi, Kim.
Hey, ironically enough, to see if Rebecca and Zied work out, and Natalie. I mean, those are the ones that I'm really interested in.
I don't see
Like I
Mike
said, I
and
don't
Natalie
think-
working out.
Huh?
I don't see Mike and Natalie working out, especially when we see them putting her in a car.
Yeah, I don't see that they're gonna. They did that too much, and
Yeah.
she should have just stayed over there to begin with. After giving him the ring, she should have just gone her way and he gone his.
I agree. And do you think that Rebecca and Zied, do you think that they're going to end up having problems with the girlfriend's boyfriend?
I think they're gonna have problems with everything. I think it's gonna be a constant tug of war between the two of them. And that's just the way I see it. I mean, I really do. I think they're going to argue about everything. That's all that we saw from them last time.
Let's hope not. It looks like Rebecca really just wants love. So I hope that it's not all fighting. But
I hope
Amy
she's not
Davis
like
said,
Darcy and Stacy. That's just the way I see her.
we can't do any more Darcy and Stacy, even though we will be getting more Darcy and Stacy. But Big Red said they will not work, honey. Okay.
There you go.
Kim, if you're around later, and I said it's about 50 minutes from now, maybe even 3 minutes less or something like that. But I will be covering Potomac. So if you're around and you watch it and you want to talk about it, call back in. I'll keep you around.
I will. Everybody else come see me in the group. We've got 15 members already, I think. So I've dropped the link again. Just come on, visit us.
Hey, I got to get you to start helping me run this channel. You already got 15 members in there. It took me like a month to get 15 subscribers.
Look, I just hit 1,000 followers on Instagram this weekend, and I like to have died. I was so excited. But my YouTube, I mean, I'm creep. I got 300 on YouTube. I'm just kind of creeping along.
No, for your YouTube though, why don't you shout it out really quick and let us know where we can find you?
It's Southern Fried and gluten free.
So it's all one word, Southern Fried and gluten free, and that's also your Instagram name.
That's Instagram. That's Facebook. It's all the same on everything. Twitter.
Well, let's see every time if we call in, if we can't just give you a shout out and see if you can't get another 20 to 30, maybe sometimes 50.
There you go. I'll put a link to it in the comments.
Put the link in the comments, Kim.
I will do it right now.
All right. Thanks, Kim. We'll see you.
Love you.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Dana, thank you so much for the super sticker. Love Adam and all of the angels. We love you back, Dana. I hope you're having a great day. Happy Monday. And I hope you call in later for Potomac. Before we go, we know her as just giving it to us straight. I can't let us go without figuring out, what exactly a Blobby is looking forward to most, especially because she actually likes this franchise. So, guys, this is, I don't know, something must have froze over today because Blobby likes the new show. Hi, Blobby.
Hi. Actually, we have to do a little bit more dragging with Zied.
Oh, God. Go ahead, Blobby. Give it to me.
Zied. What's the girl's name? Zied and?
Rebecca.
Okay, we have to drag Rebecca a bit.
God.
At a age is inappropriate for to keep being dumb. You know, the first time you brought a broke man from another country, it was fine, but we're gonna do it twice. You know, this is your last one. You
Hey,
should have
she
gone
did
with
switch
somebody.
the country though. She went from Morocco to Tunisia, so she switched it up.
You should have either gotten hot or rich, but you sat here and did a Jenny and got broke and ugly.
Oh no! Oh my gosh, Bobby, where did you come from?
And then with the guy, the farmer,
Brandon?
yeah. What was interesting was what wasn't being said, because what his parents meant to say is, I put him on a farming app because I thought that he was not interested in women. So I wanted to make sure I would get a grandchild. I'm sorry, everybody's saying it. I'm not saying he's gay. But
You're not alluding to it, but you're not saying not, huh?
No,
Is that what
but
you're
I'm saying maybe there was some exploration.
Okay. And hey, again, like I just said about the couple looking for a third party, this is 2020. It seems like just unconventional dynamics now. It's just the new thing. Unconventional is the new conventional, as warped as that sounds.
And then Jovi is going to be television gold. He's going to give me the mess, because he would be the perfect client. He goes to the strip club and spends $1,000 like it's nothing. She is going to have a nightmare with him. I'm sure she's not the only woman he's renting and sleeping around with. I'm sure he has one in every city. So I am loving that we're getting open about, buying your garden tool from another country. When you knock her up, you got to get her here. I am loving that story. And then we're going to just end with Natalie and Michael. Natalie is one of the dumbest gold diggers I've ever seen. Shut your mouth, get your American citizenship, and then find love later. That's obviously what you want, because you don't want to sleep with him. Nobody does.
Oh my gosh.
How is he gonna tell his uncle to leave his house because you've come there? Sweetheart, you haven't gotten the ring yet because you gave it back. And then that's another thing. That really got me upset. Who puts a ring up on the side of their closet? Like, who does that? Put it in a box. It could fall.
No, and just to be fair, in my family, if there's a breakup or whatever, you keep that ring. That ring is collateral. You go to the pawn shop with it. You sell it on eBay, Facebook Marketplace. You do something with it, but it's funding your apartment.
Did you see where he put it after he was looking at it, and how he put it on the side of his closet thing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous. What if it falls?
I guess that really shows how much he cares about it.
Well, I mean, I'm interested, but I am most interested. I think I'm going to have to call her Botched Cougar. I'm so interested to see her.
I don't think she's botched.
She is.
Oh, no. You really listen. When you form an opinion, it's hard to sway you. Do you come in here with notes, or is this just all off of the top of your head?
It's just the top of my head. And I would like to say I won't be there for Potomac, because that's wasting my time, what Bravo did this season. And I've said I'm done with Salt Lake City. I really tried, Adam. But
no.
You would be sad to know, I don't know, even Atlanta. Atlanta has been hard too. So I'm thinking that Salt Lake City isn't that bad, because Atlanta's horrible as well. But we'll see.
Oh, I really hope, just to be fair, I hope Drew Sidora comes in and just really saves the day with Atlanta, because I feel like she's going to be kind of just like a little spitfire, but we'll have to see.
Again, what money does Drew Sidora have? The only thing I know her from is The Game and the TLC movie. So again, where's the housewife? Like, if she wants to be regular schmegular like me, that's fine. But again, I want to see rich woman, not middle class woman with husbands that cheat on them. I don't care about that.
Okay, so you don't want a relatable housewife. You want the creme de la creme money. You want everything that we don't necessarily have, so we want to live vicariously through them.
Even though I can't stand Kim, I was telling my friend, I miss the days when they would spend money, when they would buy a Range Rover in cash, when they would buy, like Teresa, $1 million neck. Spend that.
Okay, but we know where that got Teresa.
Well, I mean, she went to jail, but hey, she got out, and she's still scamming.
Listen, she got out, and not only did she get out and make the best out of a really awful situation, she came out on top, and she's making more money than ever.
Exactly, but I miss when they used to spend money. Like I miss when they used to like get chandeliers. Spend 100,000. Teresa having the $100 and counting it out. I like
Shannon Bedore putting the crystals underneath the foundation of her house.
exactly. Even spending. I used to love them. Now, granted, New York has always been the cheapest housewife crew. They could stand to get a few billionaires as well. It's like, it's like they're thrift shopping like me when I go to the supermarket with my coupons. But that's another day.
Oh my gosh, Bobby. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you around. I understand if you're not going to be around for Potomac. Atlanta, we have a extremely special guest today. We're going to be doing it at 6:30. She's only been huh?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Talk to Bravo. Can they please fire Candy and Cynthia, Drew, the new girl? I'll even take Kenya and Portia. And I want to see money. And when I mean money, I want to see 50 million or more net worth.
I don't think that we'll get another season from Cynthia, just to be honest with you. Cynthia ended up moving to, well, her now husband, Mike Hill, lives in Porter Ranch, Los Angeles, which is like the far outskirts of Los Angeles. And I feel like she's settling into her new home. Well, I don't know if we would get another. I feel like this wedding and kind of seeing her kind of finally pursue this new chapter is the closing of her chapter. But that's all hearsay. I don't know anything about it. I just
want to see money. Money, money, money.
You want to see I'm rich?
Yeah, I want to see dollar bills. Like, I'll even take like a strip club owner, because they got tons of strip clubs in Atlanta. Something different, but I can't be watching, menopause at 8. I just can't.
Okay. So listen, you write your letter to Andy and I'll co-sign my name on it. And maybe we'll even add Jason's name on it and see if we can't get it to the big man himself. I just need to vet that letter first before you send it, because I feel like there are going to be some words and you're going to go through and you're gonna be like, what Bravo celebrity have I not touched here? I'm going to read you for filth. Actually, I forgot. So I have a side note about this. She's broke. You're ugly. You're hard faced to look at. So, what?
Yeah, like if they took my recommendations, I'm telling you, I could give y'all a good show.
Oh my God. Maybe you should get into producing and casting.
Yeah.
I think you missed your calling.
Maybe. Okay. I thought always my calling would be a madame, but not the right era.
Maybe a grande dame.
No, Karen is full of herself.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, Bobby. Have a good Monday. Guys, oh my gosh, Ablavi has been cracking up. Anna Guerrera said, I love Ablavi. I'm so glad because I'm too tired to have a cohesive and passionate opinion on the shows and I can sit back and enjoy. My gosh, Ablavi never disappoints. Ablavi, you're good. You're a girl after my own heart, I think is what Donna meant. You nail it, girl. No, Ablavi is a queen, y'all. Oh my gosh, I would be terrified to try out for one of Ablavi's shows. LOL. Yes. I think, listen, Ablavi would be a hard, they would walk in for casting and she'd be like, no again. Girl, I already said no to you. Go, don't even walk in. No. It would be like America's Next Top Model, but 10 times harsher. It'd be, what is her name? Janice Dickinson. It would be like her casting. That's how funny this would be. Maybe we should give Ablavi a casting show. But guys, with that being said, almost 200 in the room. Go ahead, hit that like button. Thank you guys so much for being here for the 90 Day Fiancé Season 8 premiere recap. We have another Potomac recap coming up today to discuss the finale. We also have a special guest coming on at 6:30 tonight for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I'm telling you guys, this guest does not, what is this? I look like a chicken. I don't know what this is, guys. I'll get this together too. Ablavi's going to read me for filth in a second. But this guest does not disappoint. She comes on full opinions. We've only had her on the show one other time. You guys can try to piece it together if you know who I'm talking about. I'm so excited. That being said, I love you guys. Thank you to all of our moderators. Thank you, Shannon Band. Go check out Shannon Band and her YouTube channel, Shannon Band. Also, Jamal, Reality TV Chit Chat Live. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Ablavi. Thank you, Kendallin. Thank you to everybody for just calling in and being a part of this awesome community. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in less than an hour. I think it's like 36 minutes. Bye, guys. Bye.